special team was recognized at the highest level.
Plus, the best athletes in Davison are planning for the future.
We will keep you in the hoop on our basketball teams. DTV News starts right now. Our state champion football team took a different type of trip this week. Good afternoon, Davison. I'm Haley Croft.
And I'm Jillian Tate. At the sound of the gavel, Michigan lawmakers recognize Davison as Division I state champs. DTV's Drew Ritter is here now to give us all the details of this historic day for DHS.
Thanks, Haley and Jill. On Wednesday, the Davison varsity state champion football team put down the weights for a day and headed out to the state capitol in Lansing. Coaches and players were recognized multiple times throughout the day and got to meet with lawmakers and take pictures on the Senate floor. The team got a special tour of the Capitol. Former Davison choir teacher and state representative Cheryl Kennedy, along with the state senator Ruth Johnson, invited the team to spend the day with them, and they are all about supporting our Davison Cardinals.
I was so excited to be in this position as your state representative, to be able to invite them to the Capitol. And I called Ruth Johnson, who's our senator for Davison, state senator, and I said, let's host the team, let's get some pizza, and give them that opportunity to be recognized for the leadership that they have demonstrated on and off the field. And you know, that's the most fun part of my job, is that I get to do things and extend those invitations. So you know, I wanted to make it special, and being invited to the Capitol is an honor, but it's an honor that they have earned.
I think it meant to the Davison area a lot of pride. I see signs still that are like 20 years old, home of the champs, you know, from 1980. So I think what they did for the community was great. And I was so happy to host them today, because I think it took a lot of hard work, discipline. And when I was very impressed when I asked them, why did you win? Hard work for sure. They're tough for sure. But they said, we're family.
After meeting some lawmakers, along with some good pizza, the team headed home with their heads held high. I'll send it back to Haley with more on upcoming drives here at DHS.
Thanks, Drew. In Davison, there are a lot of people that need our help. This is especially true for kids. There are several charity drives happening right now at Davison schools. One of them is the Gently Used Warm Items Drive. National Honor Society has placed drop boxes that are located by the entrances of the high school to collect warm items.
So for NHS, we have to chair an event. So me and my mom were talking one day, and she was like, why don't you just make your own event? So I talked to her, and she works at the elementary schools, and she tells me all the time about all these kids who are just sitting on the playground crying because their hands hurt so bad because they're cold and they don't have anything. So we just came up with this idea to have people donate stuff that's like their siblings or their old stuff, so that we can give it to them.
This drive ends February 14th. For more information to see other donation drives, head to our website, dtvnews.org, where you can find articles on this, the Penny Drive, and the Stock It To Me Drive. It's never too early to start a sport you might be interested in later on in life. That's why the POM team offers a kiddie clinic for kids in kindergarten through 6th grade. To sign up, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email the coach, Melissa Simpson, at melissacallis@gmail.com or call 810-429-2231.
Making sure you get what classes you want for the next year is important. Scheduling papers have been passed out. Just make sure you have a total of 6 credits and a parent or guardian signature to turn back in before February 28th. The annual Mr. Davison competition is coming up soon. If any young man wants to run for the crown, you need to sign up by the end of the day today. There's only 1 spot left to sign, but if you want to run, all you have to do is go and see Miss Abenage in room 212.
Coming up in sports, how our Lady Cards performed on the court last night.
And where a few Davison Cardinals are planning on spreading their Cardinal pride in the next step of their athletic career.
Hey, want some water?
Hey, you shouldn't share food or drinks during cold flu season. You can get others sick.
Hey, did you wash your hands?
No, why do you care?
Let me tell you why. When you go into the bathroom, you do your business and you come out, you can get germs by not touching anything. If you wash your hands multiple times a day, you can avoid getting sick and others around you sick. Hey, you know, when you're coughing like that, there's actually a more healthy way of coughing. When you're coughing in your elbow, it actually decreases the amount of sickness spreading around.
Davison is going for the upset.
The girls basketball team got a huge victory last night in a major upset against the Hamady Hawks. Good afternoon, Davison. I'm John Gerke. The Lady Cards walked in last night off a tough loss against the 12-1 Carmen Ainsworth Cavaliers in a heartbreaking overtime match from Tuesday night. But they were able to upset the Division III finalist Hamady Hawks, who only lost a single game this season to the Kersley Hornets prior to the Lady Cards coming into town. The Cards beat down the Hawks 41-40 and now hold a record of 8-7 on the season. If you want to catch the girls in action, they will be back here on the home court over Intercession on Tuesday, February 18th against the 5-9 Oxford Wildcats. 9 Davison Cardinals signed to the colleges of their dreams last night to continue their athletic journeys. For football, A.J. Terry signed to Wayne State, Latrell Fordham signed to Ball State, also Logan Pasco signed into Youngstown, Caleb Smith signed into South Dakota. For soccer, Mackenzie Gilbert will continue at Delta, with Kira Kuzinski continuing at Fairmont. Isabella Yelly will also head to Fairmont State for softball. Brooke Kayla is committed to Aquinas for golf, and Jay Niveson signed to the Buffalo Bulls for wrestling. Congratulations to all of you, and we can't wait to see you grow in the next step of your athletic careers. Here we're going to have a recap of the boys' game. Here we have Gavin Carpenter to Passerini, who blows by the defense with a nice scoop layup. Now it's Lob City from here on out. Isaiah Jones rises up and throws it down with authority with 2 hands. Again, we're going to have some showtime from Carmen all night. Ellison sets up Jones with an alley-oop and throws down a monster dunk. Run that back. Let's see it again. Flashy bounce pass. D-Wade to LeBron James stuff in their prime. Those were some highlights. It was a long night for the Cards as they fell short 26-68 to a very talented Carmen Cavalier squad and fall to 8-5 on the year. With our winter sports teams gearing up for playoffs, it's almost that time to start prepping for the spring season and dust off your rackets. Girls looking to play on the tennis team this spring, there will be an informational meeting after school on Monday, February 10th with Mr. Esper in room 221. Today at 7, our 14-6 hockey team hopes to follow up their win to Mount Pleasant by taking down the Freeland Falcons at the Bay County Civic Arena in Bay City. While our 8-5 boys basketball team hopes to bounce back from their loss against the Cavaliers, they face against the 7-6 Oxford Wildcats on the road. Tomorrow at 10, our competitive cheer team will head into the Tiger Invitational hosted at Fenton High School. And at 1, the bowling teams are set to take on the Midland Chemics on the road at the Northern Lanes in Sanford. And on Sunday, the Palms team will compete in the Class A Division II states at Eastern Michigan University. Good luck to all our teams competing this weekend. I know we were all banking on a snow day today, Trevor. Can we expect any snow this weekend for our teams hitting the road?
Well, John, the past few days we've been getting ready for a terrible snowstorm. It passed, and we had about 4 inches overall, but it wasn't bad enough for school to be canceled. But we have weekend storm coming, and I'll tell you about in just a minute. Good afternoon, Davison. I'm Trevor Turney here to give you the weekend forecast. As we see today, it's going to be a high of 29 and a low of 14. On Saturday, it's going to be a high of 28 and a low of 21. And Sunday, it's going to be a high of 33 and a low of 29. But on Sunday, it'll be snowing in the afternoon, and we'll be getting about 3 inches of snow. So make sure that you're careful on the roads, and to make sure to check any updates if there's going to be school Monday. Well, that'll be from me, Davison, and I'll send it back to Jill.
The Guidance Office has all you need from community service hours, scholarship opportunities, and much more. There are some service hours available, and if you are hoping to walk across that stage with a little extra something, you will need a total of 120 hours to receive white cords. Seniors, your scholarships are also due in 1 month. You can head down to the Guidance Office or head over to our website, dtvnews.org, for more information under the Student Life tab. While you're there, feel free to look around the news and sports tabs for frequent updates on all things Davison. You can also check out our past specials, including the newest one we released in December, Great Lakes on the Brink.
Maybe websites aren't your thing. You can stay updated on our social media. That's DTV_official on Instagram and Twitter, and DTV News on Facebook and YouTube. You can catch the latest news, live updates of concert and sporting events, and vote on our weekly Twitter polls.
Speaking of Twitter polls, Monday we wanted to know if you were going to be tuning into this year's Oscars Awards. 23.5% of you said you'd tune in, popcorn ready, while 52.9% were not interested, and the remaining 23.5% were left wondering, who's Oscar? Over on Facebook, though, 63% are watching and 37% said Leonardo DiCaprio no. So are you guys planning on watching the Oscars this weekend?
I normally don't watch the Oscars, but I like to look at the results after just to see, who got what.
Yeah, probably not. My mom watches it, I know, but I'd rather play some Xbox, watch some sports or something like that. Not an Oscars fan.
Yeah, I mean, the Oscars, they're all right. Yeah, so, I mean, they all, watch them. Well, the Davidson, that'll be it. I'm Trevor Turner alongside Jillian Tate, Haley Croft, and John Gerke. Have a good one.